Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter.
Frankie Kershaw pitches a no-hitter.
It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. It's over. One series, a walk-off home run. This is way back. Walk 'em off. Chris Taylor.
Me some peanuts and crackers back. I don't care if I never get back.
Andrew Friedman reveals the future of the shortstop position. Will they be making a trade at the trade deadline? Also, should the Dodgers sign Max Fried? We went to the Blue Diamond Gala, got big takeaways. We got our top 5 best dressed. We got big injury updates. Blake Treinen and Bobby Miller. When will they be back on the mound? All that more coming up next on Dodgers Dugout Live.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
Dodgers win.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball.
Grand slam. It's a double for Freddie.
They're going to make big signings. They're going to make impact trades. This is the most anticipated season in Dodgers history.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
What is up, Dodgers Nation? Welcome to the Friday Fun Show. Got my Friday Fun shirt on. Welcome to Dodgers Dugout Live. If you haven't yet, do us a huge favor and subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button. Getting so close to 90,000 subscribers. And the second we hit 90K, we're giving back to you guys. We're giving away a Tyler Glasnow jersey. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and comment Siler Glasnow down below, because we are putting on that Tyler Glasnow Cy Young campaign. It's starting right now. So be sure to subscribe, comment down below. If you commented in the past, if you commented done, if you've already commented Siler Glasnow, you are already eligible to win. So don't worry about that. And for all of our future giveaways, you want to be subscribed to the channel and have those notification buttons on so you know everything we drop here at Dodgers Nation. My name is Doug McKain, credential member of Dodgers Media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. And of course, we kick off every episode of Dodgers Dugout Live with the poll question of the show. The Dodgers Dugout Live poll question of the day is, should the Dodgers sign Max Fried this offseason? And right now over on the X, 69% of you say yes, while 31% of you say no. So let me know down below in the comment section, what are your thoughts on the potential of signing Max Fried? He's a hometown kid, Harvard Westlake, a left-handed pitcher, good in the postseason. We'll talk about that a little more in just a bit, but we have so much to get into. And first things first, let me know where you represent Dodgers Nation. It is Friday. It's a great day to be a Dodgers fan because you got a big series, Dodgers, Braves, the two powers in the National League. They square off tonight at the Ravine. And is this a measuring stick series? No. Is this a barometer series? No. Okay, at the end of the day, this is a regular season series. You can't take too much away from it. Rosters are going to look different come October. Players will be performing different come October. So let's settle down on that. But still, it's going to be an excellent series between two of the best teams in the National League for the last 5 to 10 seasons. And I'm excited to see it. Now, having said all that, you got a lot of stars on the field. You've got Ronald Acuna Jr., who's gotten off to an incredibly slow start. The reigning MVP has struggled early on this season. Will that continue this series? That remains to be seen. And on the flip side, the Dodgers runner-up for the National League MVP, Mookie Betts, he's on a tear. He just took home National League Player of the Month. I'm going to tell you why I think Mookie Betts could go down as the best position player in Dodgers franchise history. But before we dive into our first topic, we got the leadoff right here. And let's read some comments. Let's see where everyone's representing from down below. We've got Rialto over on YouTube. What up, Tayo? We got Mookie, got to hit more bombs. That's from Samuel Ito over on YouTube. Yeah, last season he set a career high with 39 home runs. This season, he's not leaving the yard as much as he did last season, but he's still on pace to hit 30 home runs. So with the doubles and the increased batting average and his ability to get on base, that's really important because really you want Mookie Betts to be on base with Shohei Ohtani, with Freddie Freeman behind him and Will Smith. So getting on base is more important than a bunch of solo home runs because then you get those crooked number innings, and this offense is right at the top in Major League Baseball. We got Poorhouse. Doug is only saying the series doesn't matter in the case the Dodgers lose this series. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. Every game matters equally. I'm saying that it's not an indicator of what will happen in October. That's what I'm saying. Last time I checked, the Dodgers were 1-10 against the New York Mets in 1988, only to beat the mighty Mets, like Tommy Lasorda said in the NLCS. So things change. Look, you always want to put together quality series. You want to make a statement. And for me, it's more about just paying close attention to the storylines that matter for this team. Does Andy Pajes stay hot? How does James Outman and Gavin Lux perform? Do they work their way out of their season-long slumps? How does Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman and Ohtani in the top of this order? Are they still firing on all cylinders? Do we get Blake Treinen? Do we get some of these bullpen pieces that start to solidify this bullpen? So, yeah, everything matters, but I'm just saying as it relates to postseason success, it means next to nothing. BC, Dodgers and Braves are first and second in average at 271 and 266. Yeah, let's not forget, you're talking to a guy that will watch a spring training game between the Royals and the Twins and think it's the best thing ever, okay? I mean, I watch baseball till my eyes bleed, but I just don't want people to get too caught up with, oh, if the Dodgers lose 2 out of 3, it means the Braves, this and that. No, it's a regular season series at the end of the day. Low Blue, what up, D-Mac, Vamos, Doyers? We got Craig Osterberg in the chat. What up, Craig? Always rocking with us. You know, I appreciate you. We got Gilbert, Arizona, currently working in this preheated oven. Yeah, it's definitely toasty out in Arizona. Shout out to Mr. Hilton, the bee expert there who saved the day. B-L-A, B-D-Lay. B-D-Lay. Never forget that one. Samuelito says we need to sign Fried and Sasaki with Bueller's arm not being primed. I think it's his walk year in May comes back. So, yeah, we're going to get into that in a little bit. For sure, have some thoughts on the possibility of adding Max Fried to this rotation for next season. Poorhouse Picker says we are going to sweep them this weekend and in the playoffs. That's what we call a fire tape because you're predicting the sweep. You're going to have them break out the brooms and then a sweep in the postseason. I like it. I like what you're thinking. And I like the way you think. And I think if these two teams face off in the postseason, that's the matchup we need to see. We need to see that rubber match, right? Dodgers, they erased a 3-1 deficit in 2020. The Braves, they took it to them. They won in 6 in 2021. We need to see one more clash between these two because they have been the two best teams in the National League. But let's dive right into our first big topic here. Let's go Dodgers. First big topic here, and this comes from a piece written by Dodgers beat writer Bill Plunkett of the Southern California News Group. He recently interviewed Dodgers president of baseball operations, Mr. Andrew Friedman, big friend of the show. And Friedman was asked about the shortstop position and if the Dodgers were going to be looking to trade for a shortstop come the July 30th MLB trade deadline. And this is from Plunkett's piece. A lot can change in the nearly 3 months left before this year's July 30th deadline. If the Dodgers do decide the best way to improve their team is by acquiring a shortstop, Friedman said, quote, "We will communicate with him, Betts, get a feel for what he's thinking. He'll get a feel for what we're thinking as things play out. But right now, I would bet on him being an above average shortstop." He would go on to say, yeah, I would. He was asked, would he also be willing to bet that Betts is still going to be the Dodgers' primary shortstop when August arrives? And Friedman said, yeah, I would. With how quickly he has taken to it, the plays he's made, the last piece is syncing up his body on various throws that are just different than what he's done. So that is Andrew Friedman doubling down on Mookie Betts playing shortstop. And yes, Mookie has performed relatively well at the shortstop position. If you look at defensive runs saved, he has 5 on the year. That's third. It's only behind Nick Ahmed of the San Francisco Giants and Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals. If you look at his outs above average, it's not as favorable as defensive runs saved, but he hasn't been terrible. He hasn't been awful. If you look at his outs above average, he's still above average, though. He's at a 0 right now. His arm strength is in the 17th percentile. So all of this data so far indicates that at the very least, Mookie Betts can get it done at the shortstop position. And Andrew Friedman is saying, at least for this year, we're going to communicate with Mookie Betts if he wants to continue playing that position, and we feel like it's what's best for this organization, then we're not going to go to market and explore a trade for a shortstop. Now, of course, you guys know how I feel on the show. Long term, it's a big no for me. I don't want to see Mookie as my long-term shortstop because even at his very best, he is an average shortstop, right? He does make occasional really nice plays. You see some errors, you see some missed throws, but let's not forget, he's only been playing this position at the big league level for a couple of months now, right? So he's only going to get better. He's only going to improve. And when you factor in what he does with the stick, then you see why it makes sense for the 2024 Dodgers. Now, you still have 8 more years on his contract. Does it make sense for the duration of his deal? I don't think it does. I think ultimately he's going to get cozy at second base where there is less wear and tear. You don't have as much responsibility. You're not the guardian of the infield like I call the shortstop position. But for this season, based on their options, Gavin Lux, he was the first choice. Unfortunately, things didn't work out. Offensively, he hasn't been able to get going. He missed the throws during the spring training opportunity that he had. And Gavin Lux has performed well at second base defensively. They're still waiting for his bat to come around. But as Andrew Friedman told me in Korea, they're going to revisit things at the end of the season. And it does feel like if they do hold on to Gavin Lux, which right now, clearly that is the plan, then maybe they revisit the possibility of Gavin Lux at shortstop for another year. So I think for Lux, big picture, if he can get things going offensively this season and look more like the Gavin Lux that we saw a few seasons ago at the plate, where he was an above average bat, he was nearly a 3-WAR player, then I think that's going to go a long way for him heading into this offseason to say, you know what, let's figure out the throws. Let's figure out the shortstop position. And then maybe you go at it from that standpoint. Or if you communicate with Mookie and Mookie thinks that it's best for him to stay at second base and that you're still accomplishing what they originally trying to accomplish, which was less wear and tear, and you don't have to run around the outfield, right? Well, then you could, if Lux isn't the plan, then possibly Willie Adames is out there as a free agent. Ha-Seong Kim is out there as a free agent. So there are some free agent options, not many, but there are some free agent options. Then Lux is another option. And then you have a club option on Miguel Rojas for $5 million. So what I think they're going to do is I think they're going to take it month by month, week by week, day by day with Mookie Betts and see if he continues to produce offensively, see if he continues to improve defensively, which he has. And for this year, which he's going to win the MVP if he continues at this pace, well, fine. For 1 year, it was okay, right? But I also think, too, that if he does slow down offensively or if the wear and tear starts to catch up to him, because let's not forget, Mookie's taking hours of ground balls at Dodger Stadium, at the away stadiums before these games, right? At some point, Mookie is superhuman. Don't kid yourself. The guy is elite at what he does. But if it does catch up to him, at that point, then maybe you unleash Miguel Rojas a little more and you see him playing more shortstop. Because right now, internally, the thought is, okay, you can't thrust Miguel Rojas at the shortstop position as an everyday shortstop because he's 35, because you don't want to risk injury, because if you play that position every single day, you increase the odds of that. But if you make it to the trade deadline, Miguel Rojas is still healthy. And at that point, you're looking at the end of the season, you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel into the postseason. Maybe if you do want to give him an increased role at the shortstop position, maybe that's the time to do it. But the big takeaway here is at the moment, Willy Adames isn't happening. At the moment, the Willy Adames dream is dead. And there's a couple reasons why. Mookie's working out, one. Two, Mookie likes playing shortstop. And don't kid yourself, this is an organization where Mookie has a lot of pull. He has a lot of say, and they're going to listen to what he wants to do. And then three, we don't know if the Brewers are going to trade Willy Adames. They're off to a good start. They're 19-11. They're first place in their division. And Willy Adames is a big reason why. Willy's having a really good year. He's hitting .278. He has a .496 slug, a 147 weighted runs created plus. So he's 47% above league average, 100's league average. He's at 147. And he has 6 home runs in 30 games, 134 plate appearances while playing great defense. So Willy ain't available. Mookie's playing well, and that is the plan right now. But let me know down below in the comment section, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about Andrew Friedman's statements about keeping Mookie Betts at shortstop, about not going out there and trading for a shortstop? Now, things can change. Things can absolutely change. Injuries and slumps and things like that, player availability. But as for right now, that is the plan. But I want to read some of your comments here. We got, don't make any changes. Roll with what we got. We got Alex Sandoval. Don't make any changes either. B-roll. Dodgers are not getting Sasaki. Get a grip. I don't know why you would say that. We got hi. H-I-I-I. D-Mac always keeping it real, unlike others, just saying things for likes and clickbait, cough, cough. Oh, look, I keep it 100. I keep it a buck, and I hope that that's the relationship that we have, guys. Sometimes it's not fun to say the truth. Sometimes it's that. And just try to keep it 100 here on Dodgers Dugout. David Sabatini, Rochester, New York says, what's up, D-Mac? What up, David Sabatini? I'm going to give you a comment of the show. By the way, any super chats you are going to see right on the screen, and we're going to feature it on the screen. Also, some other super chats. And also, just a reminder that this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live is brought to you by Bet Online. Bet Online is your #1 source for all your summer sports needs this season, from Major League Baseball, golf, the NBA, and the NHL playoffs. All the latest stats, news, and scores available to follow your favorite teams. Get the latest odds and lines, including the latest team matchups, player props, and odds on just about every sport out there. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Bet Online, where the game starts. But next topic I want to get into is a very positive update about Blake Treinen. More positive injury news. You had Walker Buehler news yesterday. He's going to be making his first start of the season. First start in over 2 years on Monday against the Miami Marlins. Well, Blake Treinen, he pitched in back-to-back days for the Oklahoma City Baseball Club, and he's looking really sharp on the mound. He's really putting things together. He pitched a perfect inning, had 2 strikeouts for OKC on Thursday against Salt Lake. His second straight game where he pitched a scoreless inning. The previous day, Treinen was there in the first inning where he had the rain delay for about an hour, and he went out there and he performed well. He's pitched a total of 5 rehab games over the last week of action, and he's given up 5 runs in 4 1/3, had 6 punch outs, no walks. And Dave Roberts said that Treinen needs to go on back-to-back days before he's activated. Now he's absolutely checked off that box. So look, give me the wiffle ball Blake Treinen back, bro. Give me the Blake Treinen that can go out there, hit 95, 96, 97, and give you nasty, nasty breaking stuff and really, really help this team. So it looks like we're going to be seeing Blake Treinen back very, very soon. Wouldn't be surprised to see him activated. And Dave Roberts, like I said, he said he had to go back to back. He did just that. And it looks like it's going to be just fine, because the silver lining about his injury back in spring training is that it was a bruised lung, and it was nothing to do with his arm. It was nothing to do with his surgically repaired shoulder. So you got to feel good about it, because look, I mean, he had labrum, rotator cuff surgery. Those are very complicated surgeries, and they can derail pitchers' careers. But the good thing is the movement is there. The velocity is there. And I think that Blake Treinen is going to be able to help this team. And that's kind of the big theme with the Dodgers pitchers right now, is you got guys coming back that have not pitched in quite some time. Walker Buehler, June of 2022. Well, guess what? Blake Treinen hasn't pitched in a game since game 2 of the NLDS against the San Diego Padres, where he gave up a home run to Jake Cronenworth. So if Blake Treinen can come back and reinsert himself into this bullpen, it's going to go a long way. They need another high leverage guy that they can trust, especially against the better teams out there. Yeah, you might be able to get away with lesser bullpen pieces against middling teams, but that stuff isn't going to fly against the best offenses in baseball. You need the Blake Treinens against the Atlanta Braves of the world, right? So this could be big. This could be massive. I think it's not being talked about enough. It's almost like going out there and trading for a high leverage reliever if he looks anything like the guy we saw for the last couple of years when he was actually on the mound for the Dodgers. Because after that down year with the Oakland A's, Dodgers brought him in, was really good in 2020, was even better in 2021. And if they can get him back to that or anywhere close to that, it's going to take this bullpen to a whole nother level. So that is one thing I'm hoping to see in the next 2 weeks. Can Blake Treinen reestablish himself as someone that you look at as saying, you know what, this isn't going to be someone that's coming back and it's going to have these back and forth trips to the IL. No, he has the potential to be one of the top 10, 15, 20 relievers in baseball if he's healthy and out there on the mound. So I'm bullish. I'm optimistic that Blake Treinen is going to be able to help this team in a big way. Blake Treinen is on the mend. He's on the way back. Now, next injury update. Got a big one. I talked to Bobby Miller yesterday. We got into a lot of stuff, mainly about his drip, his ice, the diamonds, and he was having fun. He was wearing Louis Vuitton. Yeah, Bobby Miller, he was killing the game. We're going to break down our top 5 outfits, but there was Bobby Miller yesterday at the Blue Diamond Gala. Well, guess what? Good news on the injury front. He told me he's feeling a lot better. He told me he's feeling good. But David Vassay tweeted out this morning, Bobby Miller told us at the LA Dodgers Gala he has been throwing for a week and plans on throwing off the mound for the first time today in a bullpen session. So that's good news because it's been quiet on the Bobby Miller injury front, and now you're seeing him start to take steps in the right direction, and he's throwing a bullpen session. So I'm going to try to catch up with Bobby Miller today. I'm going to try to catch up with him later to see how that bullpen session went and kind of the timetable and just the plan. I mean, hopefully a month, hopefully less than that. But getting Bobby Miller back is going to be massive because they have to see, is he your game 3 starter in the postseason, right? Who's that game 3 starter? We know that Glasnow's 1. We know Yamamoto's 2. Is Bobby Miller going to be that guy? Because the longer he waits and the longer it takes for him to really establish himself and get back to the guy he was this season, the more we kind of look around saying, okay, who are the guys? Who are those guys outside of Glasnow and Yamamoto? So we got a prediction super chat here. I got to give you some love here. My guy, little super chat, Yota. Money I like Fernandez. Performance prediction for Walker Buehler on Monday. Look, there's the fan side of me. My heart says I'm getting 5 scoreless innings with 6 strikeouts. I think it'll more be like 5 innings, gives up 2 runs with 4 strikeouts. And you're getting ground ball outs, and it's more of a workman-like effort from Walker Buehler. But if I get 5, I'm happy with that. It is against the Miami Marlins. Like I said yesterday, I'm almost looking at this as another rehab start because they're pretty much a AAA team. They're right at the bottom in essentially every offensive category, but they're still big leaguers, and Walker Buehler is still trying to find his way back. But the good thing is it is a soft landing. It's absolutely a soft landing, and Walker Buehler is juiced. He's ready to go. The thing I'm looking at too is the velocity. Are we going to see some 96s, some 97s, or is he going to be sitting from 93 to 94? But I love what he posted. He posted a picture on his Instagram. It says Monday. That's it. The caption's Monday. So it's going to be Buehler's day on. So I'm very excited about that. Fire take. We got the Jason B. Joe Kelly's control reminds me of Major League. Just a bit outside. Yeah. Hey, you never know what you're going to get. You get good Joe Kelly. He looks like the best reliever on the planet. You get bad Joe Kelly. We saw it happen in the 2019 NLDS Game 5, Heartbreak City. So good news on Blake Treinen. Good news on Bobby Miller. And coming up, we're going to be talking Max Fried. Will the Dodgers sign Max Fried? How involved will they be? Also, Mookie Betts wins National League Player of the Week. We're going to talk some more bets, and we're going to be counting down our top 5 outfits from the Dodgers gala yesterday because those guys were dressed up and ready to go. It was a tough top 5, but we're going to break it down next here on Dodgers Dugout Live. What up, Dodgers Nation? D-Mac here. I'm here to remind you that if you have not yet, be sure to subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel for all latest Dodgers news, rumors, hype videos, interviews, breakdowns, live streams, and more all year long. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and if you really want to help the channel out, smash that like button. Also, you will not be eligible for any of our giveaways unless you are subscribed to the channel. So all you need to do to be eligible for all of our giveaways is just make sure that you are subscribed. We just gave away a brand new authentic Mookie Betts jersey valued at over $350. And we got tons of giveaways coming this offseason. So be sure to be subscribed so you are eligible to win. And as always, think blue, bleed blue, and please subscribe. And welcome back to Dodgers Dugout Live. By the way, if you haven't yet, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button. Got an update on our poll question of the day. Should the Dodgers sign Max Fried this offseason? And right now, 67% say yes, 33% say no. Got some comments down below. We got Ryan Kim. Doug, what are your thoughts on trading for Bo Bichette? If the Jays struggle, could be on the trading block, 2 years of control left. Yeah, we talked about Bo Bichette in depth last week before the Dodgers series against the Blue Jays. I've talked about him on the show for years now, but it comes down to the Dodgers' willingness to be aggressive at that position. Right now, they feel comfortable with Mookie Betts and their options. And Bo Bichette, even if the Blue Jays are bad, you mentioned the team control, you're going to have to give up some prospect capital. And when you do that, if that doesn't work out, anytime you trade some of your prospects, you hurt your sustained winning, right? So you're kind of mortgaging the future a little bit. But like I always say, parades over prospects. If you could get a Bo Bichette at the right price, of course I'd be all on it, man. Guy can rake, and he's off to a little bit of a slow start. I think that the Dodgers, he's show Bichette, man. I think he'd fit in nicely. Bilal K says the Nationals love great pitching prospects, and the Dodgers have what it would take to get CJ along with giving Lux a breath of fresh air. Yeah, that would take a lot. I mean, first of all, you mentioned Lux. I think the thing about Lux is he's not someone that really profiles to be in a trade package right now because he's coming off an injury, hasn't had success since he's been back. And Abrams, I mean, he's under team control for a really good amount of time, so it's going to be difficult to, I mean, you have to love him and he has to become available. I don't think the Nationals really should trade Abrams. If I were them, I would try to hold on to him if I could. But the shortstop position and filling that position is going to be a constant topic of conversation just because there's a lot of uncertainty there for the Dodgers. So still think that they are valid questions. We got OB1 getting Treinen, Walker, May, Tony, and Kirsch in the coming future sounds good for depth. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that you can narrow it down to which of those guys are going to be able to perform right there. But some are earlier, some are more ahead of schedule than the other guys. And I got any news on Kirsch? Kirsch is still on schedule, man. No setbacks. I mean, you're still looking at a later summer return date from Kirsch. Like I said, right now with Clayton Kershaw is no news is good news. I mean, it's his first major arm surgery, and you just wanted to continue throwing. I mean, the last we heard from Kirsch was late March. He was playing catch on flat ground. So you still need to have him ramp up from doing that. I saw Kirsch last homestand. He was in good spirits. He was on the field shagging balls in the outfield. So that was a good one. We got the Strider, hear you. I hope Bueller. Oh, we got the Zeus. Any chatter about going for Mason Miller? That would be a solid addition to the bullpen, primarily the closer's role. Yeah, I think all those guys that you could possibly go after, and Mason Miller being one of them, are interesting in the sense that, yeah, anytime you call the Oakland A's and you're on the Los Angeles Dodgers, you have to figure they're going to pick up. And Mason Miller is one of the guys that started this season great, right? I mean, if you look at Mason Miller's numbers, a 1.26 ERA, he has a negative 0.07 FIP, which is ridiculous, a 53.7 strikeout rate. So those are serious numbers. But Mason Miller, you wonder about the prospect capital it would require to get him. But yeah, trust me, I'd be all the way in on a Mason Miller. Right now this season, Mason Miller, his four-seam fastball is averaging 100.7 miles per hour. He's throwing it 57.6% of the time. And that slider has been lethal too. Opponents hitting just 87 off of his slider. So yeah, I think it just comes down to the availability for guys like that. And it would be pretty serious to make a move for a Mason Miller type. But it just makes you wonder, because anytime you're going after a pre-arbitration guy with all that team control, especially ones that have really shown out early on, those are complicated deals that require high-level prospects. So makes you wonder just how desperate the Oakland A's truly are, because at the end of the day, they have to have some dudes up there, right? And when they're affordable like that, those are guys that organization tends to keep. Strider, here you 120. D-Mac, I hope Buehler has a good outing on his first start on Monday. Hopefully each time he starts, he gets better and his velo will return. The more times you touch the ball, you get better. Yeah, I'm going to give you Dodger Blue. I'm going to give you some love right there. It's a comment of the show. Give you a you win. Freedom. The Braves series will actually show us what we need to fix and what's on fire. You're always evaluating. Doesn't matter if you're playing the Braves, you're playing the A's, right? I mean, you always have to see how players are performing. But look, I think for this team that has been to the postseason for the last 11 years, that's always in the World Series conversation at this time of year, anytime you can get marquee matchups, it helps just generate a buzz in the stands, and the veterans are definitely engaged. And there's the Freddie Freeman angle too, playing his old team. So I'm with that. Alex Quintero, the Bue Ace will be back. There you go. I'm gonna give you a fire, give you a home run and a fire take for that. But next topic we're gonna get into is Max Fried. And Max Fried will be on the bump on Sunday going up against James Paxton. You got a battle of lefties. And so far this year, Max Fried, he hasn't been lights out. He hasn't been amazing. ERA north of 4. It's still early, but I think a question that a lot of Dodgers fans have is, will the Dodgers pursue Max Fried this offseason? Because you have Shohei Ohtani returning, you have Yamamoto, you have Tyler Glass now. So that's already a big 3. And those guys, when they're healthy, those are all surefire, bona fide ace pitchers. But you need a lefty at some point. A lefty starter is good to have, and most importantly, just an effective starter. I mean, this organization, they're not consumed by lefties because they know that they have pitchers that have balanced splits, they have staggered splits, they have reverse splits. So they just want talent and they want value. And Max Fried is someone that when he's at his best, he's a guy that can go 180 to 190 innings a season, that can give you a sub-3 ERA. And it's the consistency with Max Fried. 2020, 2.25 ERA. 2021, 3.04 ERA. 2022, 2.48 ERA. Last season, a 2.55 ERA. So if he's going to the market healthy, he's 30, he's going to the market at that age, really the go-to prime age for free agent pitchers, and you're going to sign a guy that's going to give you a sub-3 ERA and pitch anywhere from 160 to 105 innings, well, that's going to cost you. That, to me, is a deal worth anywhere between $170 to $200 million. I could see him signing a contract similar to the contract that Aaron Nola signed. And I think it depends on a couple. Aaron Nola signed for 7 years. Excuse me, guys. 7 years, $172 million. So it's going to cost you. He's going to want big money, and he's paid his dues. I mean, I think he wants to put himself in a better position to have success this season because the strikeout numbers are down, but the expected numbers are still high. I mean, his expected numbers is at 293. So expected FIP at 327. So look, Max Fried is one of the better pitchers in all of Major League Baseball. We know his connection to the Dodgers. We know where he grew up. We went to high school, Harvard Westlake, Santa Monica, connections to Sandy Koufax, his favorite pitcher, and everything that's related to that. It's a factor. And you know how I know it's a factor? Because it was a factor for Tyler Glasnow. Okay, Tyler Glasnow had the Dodgers as one of the only teams that he was willing to be traded to and sign an extension in which he did. So if there are those warm and fuzzy feelings, is that there is interest from the Dodgers, who knows? Max Fried could be a potential destination. I think the fact that the Braves haven't gotten that extension done, it leads me to believe that he is going to enter free agency. And look, Kersh, would love to have him back. As long as he wants to pitch, I want to see him in Dodger blue. But there's a world where Kersh isn't back next season, right? There's a world where Walker Buehler isn't back next season. And there's a world where the Dodgers, as much as I want them to get Roki Sasaki, don't sign Roki Sasaki. Maybe he isn't posted. Maybe he signs with another team, right? That's a big question mark right there that you're not going to bank on. So if they're adamant on adding another premier starting pitcher, Max Fried, to me, I would be here for it. I would dig it. I'm not mad at it. I mean, I think some balance in the rotation, a guy that embraces what it means to be a Dodger, who wants to be a Dodger. I mean, the connection is there, and we've seen some really good postseason starts from Max Fried as well. Not the best in the postseason, but he has proven to be able to twirl a gem in October. But I'm not saying I'm all in on Max Fried. I'm saying at the right price, if the situation presented itself where you wanted to add some more starting pitching, I think that it'd be a potential viable option that you might want to pursue. But I think also too, it just depends on, are we getting a Shohei back? Is Glasnow going to stay healthy? Is Yamamoto going to stay healthy? Is Bobby Miller going to continue to emerge? Because if that happens, then you could find guys on one-year deals, like the James Paxton types, that can kind of fill out innings during the season. And then how some of these younger guys emerge too. How does Gavin Stone, how does Landon Knack look? But yeah, I mean, it's a fun thing to talk about. And a lot of Dodgers fans, they want to see him in Dodger blue. But let me know down below in the comment section, what are your thoughts on Max Fried in LA? Let me know down below in the comment section. We got Joe Kelly's control. Okay, let's go way down. You guys are flying with the comments here. I'm all about Sasaki. Okay, this is from JJ over on YouTube. I'm all about Fried if Sasaki goes somewhere else or isn't posted. But if the Dodgers get Sasaki, I'd focus on BP and bats. Yeah, that's the big kicker here. I mean, he's not a top priority, but this is an organization where you got plan A, B, C, and D. Good thing about this team and this organization is plan A is usually where they hit, right? They hit plan A this offseason. They got Ohtani. They got Yamamoto. They traded for Glasnow. They signed Teoscar. They execute on plan A. But Roki Sasaki, I don't think is the slam dunk that Ohtani was, that Yamamoto eventually was. Just because we have to see the Chiba Lotte Marines post him, and when he does get posted, does he want to play with Yamamoto and Ohtani? Because this time last offseason, or in the offseason, we were debating if two Japanese stars want to play with each other. Turns out they do, and I think that isn't as big of an issue. And I've spoken to people that have told me that's not as big of an issue as people make it out to be. But a third star, then you start to wonder, is that a factor as well? But look, the truth is, if you can get Roki Sasaki, who's the best prospect on the planet, especially at that price, you move heaven and earth to try to get that done. But Fried's interesting. I just don't know if they want to pay for him at that price. If Fried is at the open market, it's not such a robust market for starting pitchers at the moment. I think, yeah, I mean, look, they were willing to pay Nola, though. I mean, they offered Nola a pretty hefty contract. So it just depends on how things shake out and how this current nucleus of starters stays healthy. Because when we revisit this, it's going to be interesting, because as much as I hate to say it, we know how quickly things can change when it comes to starting pitchers. It just takes one pitch, and then it's a house of cards, right? It's the Jenga, and it's all tumbling down, right? So I think for me, you just have to wait and see how this rotation shakes out. But as far as can he provide quality and give a rotation that's right-handed dominant some balance? Sure, he absolutely could. But let's go down below in the comment section. Ham got fired. Yeah, comment of the show. Ham got fired. You win. Gonna give you a you win for that. Darvin Ham did get fired. And look, the thing about Darvin Ham is the guy got free courtside seats to the Lakers for 2 years. And That's all he did. I mean, he had the best seat in the house, and I'm sure his hands are in his pockets right now, and he's just not going to call a timeout, but we'll see. The Lakers are crazy. I mean, they're going to have a new coach in 2 years too, probably, but KT3 definitely. I'd love to see Freed in Dodger Blue. That's from Steven Blevins over on YouTube. Otani-san will be just fine. That's from Denny Cortez. What's up, Denny Cortez? Always appreciate you rocking with us. Codeer Beer says, Lance Lynn just gave up another home run. Got to give you a finish him. So that's a fire take. Denny, I can't wait till he pitches. Can't touch this, and you can't. This is from On the Black over on YouTube. Can't count on his health. Sasaki will be a Dodger next season. Hey, if it happens, you guys know. You guys know. I mean, done countless videos on Sasaki. Go back and watch them, and you can see just how elite of a pitcher he is. Miss Bobby Miller, that's from BC. What's up, Diane Schroeder, the fairy godmother of the Dodgers Nation live stream? You can never have enough starting pitching. They've been proven to be very fragile. Absolutely. I mean, that's just the name of the game, not just for the Dodgers, but for Major League Baseball in general. We got Todd Nienfuhr will make a comeback if the money is right. Bruh. That's from Vic. I love that one. Carnivorous lunar activity pitch clock has killed pitchers. I think you got some truth on that one. Jackson Kirk, will we ever see a bigger offseason than last year? Is it possible? I mean, is Shohei Ohtani around again? Because he was the most coveted free agent in the history of baseball, possibly in the history of professional sports. So to answer your question, no. Okay, you're not going to get bigger than that. You're not going to top that. So you're going to have big players in the future, but none like Shohei Ohtani, man. He's once in a sport, once in a lifetime, once in a generation. Benjo, Kershaw, Buehler both have interesting years ahead of them. They're going to be gone next year. We have room to pay anyone with the available money. We got Andre 2025 FA, Tanner Scott, Hassan Kim, Roki Sasaki. If you get Sasaki and Hassan Kim, hey, sign me up for that. I would love that, because it's going to feel like we signed a premier pitcher in Shohei Ohtani. Because, by the way, I say we. I'm not a we guy. When I say my team, I don't play for the Dodgers, so I'm trying to end that habit. Antonio, are you a guy who says we when you talk about your team?
I usually don't. I kind of have the same feeling as you. I kind of feel a little silly, but sometimes after a couple of mango carts at the stadium, I start saying, we did it. That's pretty much it. You
know what? Forget it. Like, it's okay. You know, really, I don't play for the team, but you know what? I'm a Dodger. There you go. Let's go. We got Leonardo Blanco. Hey, D-Mac. So Paja's bat is heating up. Do you send Outman to the minor league hitting assignment? So it's still early, and I think you have enough time with Hayward being on the IL that he can still get that runway, and he's been in there every single game, right? So he's starting. I think it depends on how Outman looks when Hayward is healthy, and at that point, then you have a tough decision to make about potentially optioning James Outman. So yeah, competition, man. It's good for everyone, and it's going to be a major, major factor in determining how he stands, because Pajes has not cooled off yet. I mean, I've been waiting for that Pajes cool off because people tell me it's coming. Has not happened yet, and I'm not sure it's going to happen. But next topic we're going to get into, we got our high five, and you guys know our high five is our top five. We call it the high five because the Dodgers, they invented the high five, and we're counting down our top 5 outfits from the Dodgers Blue Diamond Gala. I was there. Antonio was there. We were suited and booted. We were dressed up. We're going to be dropping videos and interviews from that. We interviewed Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Bobby Miller. The list goes on and on and on. I mean, Todd Lights. Shout out to the Todd Lights, the PA announcer for Los Angeles Dodgers. He did some drops for the show that we're going to include here. So look out for those interviews because they're going to be dropping very, very soon. But we're going to start our countdown. Now, first, I got to give an honorable mention to Shohei Ohtani. Now, Shohei Ohtani, he needs to hire Yoshinobu Yamamoto's tailor. That's the first thing he needs to do. Get you a tailor like Yamamoto, because my man looks like he's wearing Carmelo Anthony's suit from the 2003 NBA draft. I'm getting late 90s, early 2000s NBA draft vibes. Maybe that's Mamiko's dad's suit. I don't know. Did he rob a sumo wrestler for his suit? I'm not so sure. But look, I don't care what he wears. I just care that he's a Dodger. Only thing I care about him wearing is a Dodgers uniform, right? So look, people tell me this is fire, right? I'm not the #1 fashion dude in the game. Shout out to Noel Sanchez, social media guy here. who we're going to have on talk about these outfits at some point. But look, they're telling me Baggy's in and he's with Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss is a sponsor. He's a brand ambassador for Hugo Boss. So I'm assuming they sent this to him. He wore it and he didn't put very much thought into it because he's thinking of baseball. So that's my take on Ohtani. I didn't hate it. People were clowning him. I like it. You know what I'm saying? But he's got to hire young. Look, that's how you tailor a suit, bro. That's clean. Okay. This is baggy. I'm not so sure. Like I said, let's see. We got Ohtani wearing that JCPenney suit for $4.99. Rack LLJKS from Becker's. Okay, you're trying to finish him. Dustin May had a fantastic outfit last night. Love the hat. That's a fire. I talked to Dustin May. He was so cool. I told Dustin May, I was like, it's over. Hat of the night. My man was giddy up with that cowboy hat for sure. Yeah, I'll do a whole episode on Abrams next week for you guys. Why is Ohtani wearing glass now suit? It's a more traditional Japanese style kimono. Gotta love the Fab Five. Yeah, you know, it was clean though. Like it looked modern. It looked modern. You know, it's like Shohei can do no wrong. Okay, let's be honest. If I'm rocking that down the street, you guys are throwing tomatoes at me. But it's Shohei Ohtani. The man can do no wrong. Let's see some more. If we got some more Ohtani outfit takes here, Danny Cortez. Who cares? The clothes are worth more than our whole wardrobes. Ain't that a fact? That's a fire take from Danny Cortez. Meta Rules V says, gotta love the Fab Five high water baggy pants they used to wear to play ball. Absolutely. But okay, so that was honorable mention. But number five, we're gonna go with Jason Hayward. Jason Hayward, everyone I asked on the red carpet, every single player I talked to, Mookie and Freddie and Miguel Rojas and Gavin Stone and Bobby Miller, they all told me that if they could switch wardrobes with one of their teammates, a lot of them said Jason Hayward. And this is by a designer, Fear of God. I love me some Chucks. And those look like some Chucks. You can't go wrong with Chuck Taylors. I like the shades. I love the hat. I feel like this is some like runway Paris Fashion Week stuff. So I'm going J-Hay at 5. Tonio, any thoughts on J-Hay's fit?
Dude, when I saw him walking up to the blue carpet, I was like, holy crap, there's J-Hay. Just stuck out so much. And it looked cool for sure.
Bruh, like if you can rock the no shirt with the thing, and that's swag, bro. That's lets you know you're kind of doing it. So
you got to give it to him for sure.
Got to give it to him. Got to give it to him for sure. Now that's number 5. Coming in at number 4, got to go Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And I saw people out there saying that this is the suit he wore for his introductory press conference when he was signed at Dodger Stadium. I don't know if it is exactly. I have to see a side-by-side. But you know what I think this is? I think that this is a man who signed a $325 million contract and probably has 50 of that suit, okay? Probably has a whole section in his closet just for his favorite suit. Maybe he spent all of his money on Chanel handbags. You know what I mean? How he's rocking the handbags or something like that. But this is clean. This is the look where I'm like, this is sharp. My man's Mad Men. This is Mad Men Yamamoto. Tonio, anything on Yamamoto's fit?
I mean, it looks great. I mean, look at the stance. He's got the confidence.
You're right there. He sells it with the stance.
That's right.
He looks like this could be an ad, right? This could be on a billboard. He's got the hair. I think he looks like he's like a boy band member. I like it. So that's coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, Bobby Miller. I got Bobby Ice coming at number 3. First of all, he was all black last year. This year, he's got the white, kind of like an off-white with the pinstripes. Hopefully it doesn't sound with the Yankees one day, but all white with the pinstripes. Also, he had the ice. He had the bling. He had the shades. He had the Louis Vuitton shoes. He had the Louis Vuitton belt. This is swaggy to me. I mean, it's a little kind of 40s, 50s zoot suit, kind of Al Capone, kind of like that era, but I'm feeling this. I like this vibe. Tony, what do we got on this one?
I mean, like all these guys are just look so good. I remember when he walked up too. I was getting blinded by his chains for sure. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, come on now. This is a fit. This is a fit. He's drippy, as the kids say. Coming in at number 2, though, bro, Kike Hernandez. Look, I mean, this was not Kike Hernandez. This was Ken Hernandez. My man's looking like Ken from Barbie with that pink, but he's pulling it off. And the best thing about Kike Hernandez, bro, look at this. This is why we love Kike, okay? This is Kike Hernandez at the gala during Ed Sheeran doing the worm. The question is, tonight, are we going to see a new celebration? That's what I'm wondering. Are we going to see a new celebration? Look at Kike just going off, man. This is why you bring back a guy, and teams need this. Every team needs a Kike Hernandez. You know, every party needs a Kike Hernandez. I know some people think that, okay, too much of a jokester, this and that. No, it's a long season. It's a long season. I like the saying, oh my God, Kike from Teresa. Kike's energy is fire. What do you think of the Kike dance, Donio?
Oh, 10 out of 10. I hope that's the new celebration right there. Just doing the worm.
Doing the Scotty Too Hottie worm. You know, just getting the worm. I mean, I used to be able to rock the worm. I haven't done it in like 7 years. And I'm not gonna lie, after I saw it yesterday, I was on my rug at home trying to like pull it off, man. I gotta get back into my worm era, but this is why I love Kike. I really do. I mean, this brings life to your clubhouse. It lightens the mood. And you just really, there's no statistic, there's no Fangraphs metric about team chemistry. And I love what this brings. But coming in at number one, my guy, coming in at number one, Marcus Lynn Betts. I just like the way Marcus Lynn Betts gets down. I like Mookie's style. You got the gray double-breasted suit. He's got the plain Jane Rollie on, by the way. I did a little back work here, some research on, I asked some people in the Rolex industry today about what kind of Rolex it is, and it's a Submariner date. The retail price is $10,250. Like I said, it's more than all of our wardrobes combined, like Denny Cortez pointed out. But this is clean. I like this look from Mookie Betts. He's someone that you don't discount the shades too. The shades are super fire on the shades, and the shades were super clean. The little leaf diamond brooch thing, he had a couple different chains on, and also the chain wallet thing was also iced out too. The chain wallet was iced out. The kicks were cool. I like the gray. I just like Mookie's style because the thing about Mookie is it looks effortless. It looks like he's not trying too hard, and he just pulls it off. He's got that Mookie cool. We talked to Mookie. I asked Mookie if he could switch wardrobes with any of his teammates. Do you remember who he said?
Oh yeah, of course. Wait, was it Yoshi or Jason Hayward?
So it was Jay Hay,
right?
And then he said Yoshi.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So both these guys. So well, it makes sense too, because look, I could see Mookie wearing that. Maybe not as baggy. I don't think Mookie would do the baggy as much, but I could see Mookie in this. You know, the suits. Mookie likes his suit. So there we go. We got our high five, and all these guys were dressed to the nine. I mean, these guys were dressed in clean. You gotta love it. You got let's redo the list. First of all, here we go. The Carmelo Anthony 2003 draft suit. He's got, I'm telling you, call Yama, get the tailor. He's I'm telling you, he robbed a sumo wrestler of a suit. It's wearing Miko's dad suit. It's all good. I love it though. I think it's fire. Show us Teo. Teo was really good too. Man, I can't really get Teo up there now, but Teo was really clean. He was another honorable mention. But I got number 5. I forgot what we did on the list, but number 1's Mookie. But that is our high five. That's going to do it for this episode of Dodgers Dugout Live. Let us know down below in the comment section. Do you want to see the Dodgers sign Max Fried in the offseason? What are your thoughts on Andrew Friedman's comments about the shortstop spot? And who do you think was best dressed? Let us know down below. We got Mr. Sunsen's Mookie was best dressed. Number 1, hands down. Shohei's baby mama looking fine. Okay, that's a bruh. Come on now. Bruh. All the boys were dressed to the nines. Yeah, it was a great night. Great night at Dodger Stadium, and they do such a fantastic job. Ellis Shiva has Muncy at 1, Teoscar at 2, Barnesy at 3. Yeah, no, for sure. Thanks, Prone 2 Thrill. Appreciate you. Thank you, guys. And we'll be back later for the post-game show. We'll be at Dodger Stadium, too, this weekend covering the Braves-Dodgers series, so be on the lookout for those. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. My super producer is Mr. Antonio Taters, for sure. So definitely give him a follow as well and subscribe to the channel so you can be eligible for that Tyler Glasnow jersey at 90K. We're giving it away. So comment Tyler Glasnow down below. Thank you on the blog. Thank you, Johnny Owen. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. Remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time,